Let's start it with our first news. Ciryl Gane is preparing for one of the biggest fights of his career as he gears up to challenge Tom Aspinall for the UFC Heavyweight Championship at UFC 321 later this month. The Frenchman, known for his exceptional movement and technical precision inside the octagon, recently opened up about his mindset in preparation heading into this highly anticipated title clash. In a recent interview with the National News, Gane shared that he feels confident and focused as fight night approaches. "I'm confident for this fight," he stated firmly. "I don't want to talk after the fight, I want to show it. My goal is clear, I want that belt. I'm giving everything in this training camp to make it happen." Gane, often praised for his unique style that blends fluid footwork with elite-level striking, explained that his strategy will once again rely on the strengths that have brought him success throughout his career. "Everybody knows my strengths already," he said. "I can move very well, I manage the distance perfectly, and my striking is sharp. These are my tools, and I plan to use them wisely. Managing the fight, controlling the distance, and making smart decisions, that's what I do best." Despite the attention that comes with fighting for a world title, Gane emphasized that he has intentionally blocked out distractions from social media and outside opinions. "I'm not focused on what people say online," he continued. "For me, this is about something much deeper. My focus is on my family, my friends, my team, and my goal. Everything else doesn't matter right now. I'm locked in on training, improving, and staying ready." The 34-year-old contender described this phase of his preparation as a reflection of personal growth, calling it a different mindset. He revealed that this version of himself is more mature, more disciplined, and more driven than ever before. "This fight is not just about the belt," he explained. "It's about proving to myself that I can overcome challenges, stay disciplined, and rise to the top again. Every training session is a reminder of why I do this, for myself, for my people, and for the dream I've had since day one." As UFC 321 draws closer, Gane's calm yet determined attitude suggests he is ready for war. With Tom Aspinall standing across from him, fans can expect a technical, high-level heavyweight battle that could redefine the future of the division. Before we jump into the next story, we have a small favor to ask. If you're enjoying the content, please give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and tap the bell icon. It really helps us out and ensures you'll never miss an update. Move on to another news. Dillon Danis recently appeared on Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson's YouTube channel, and as expected, the conversation quickly turned into a mix of confidence, controversy, and curiosity. Known for his brash personality and unfiltered remarks, Danis made headlines once again when he boldly claimed that he has made more money than Johnson did throughout his entire UFC championship career, a statement that left the former flyweight king visibly skeptical. During their discussion, Danis confidently stated, "Right now, I'm making so much money. I'm probably making more money than you made in all your title fights. No offense, but I'm making real money." Johnson, who is widely regarded as one of the greatest mixed martial artists of all time, raised an eyebrow at the claim and immediately pressed Danis for details. "Okay," Johnson replied with a smirk. "Let's get into it then. How exactly are you making all this money? You haven't really accomplished much in MMA, so where's it coming from?" Danis, unfazed by the skepticism, explained that his income doesn't rely solely on fighting and gambling, he said. "I have a lot of sponsorships, too. When you fight and you have the kind of name and attention that I bring, DAZN pays very well. People don't understand the level of influence I have online. The eyes I bring in make me valuable." Johnson, still doubtful, pushed further and asked Danis to give a rough estimate of his earnings. "So, what are we talking here?" Johnson questioned. "Six figures? Maybe 250, 350, or are you talking 850? Danis laughed and declined to share exact numbers, but confidently said, "I'd say higher than that." The exchange highlighted a clear difference in philosophies between the two fighters. While Johnson built his career on dominance inside the octagon, racking up multiple title defenses and solidifying his legacy as one of the best technical fighters ever, Danis has taken a different route, leveraging social media fame, influencer boxing, and promotional deals to build wealth and notoriety. Johnson then asked the obvious follow-up question: if Danis is already making so much money outside of the UFC, why even consider joining the promotion? "If you're making that kind of money," Johnson pointed out, "why do you even want to fight in the UFC? You know, once you sign there, they're going to take a cut of everything. No sponsorship deals, no gambling talk, no freedom. So why go there?" Danis gave a surprisingly honest and introspective answer. "It's not just about money anymore," he said. "It's about legacy. I know how good I am. When I'm on my deathbed, I'll have all the money I need, sure, but I want to know I tried. I want to know I gave it a shot. That's the difference for me now." The conversation revealed two very different paths to success within combat sports, one built on legacy, discipline, and championship merit, and the other on influence, marketing power, and modern media leverage. Whether Danis's claims about his income are true or exaggerated remains unclear, but one thing is certain: he continues to find ways to keep his name in the headlines, and this exchange with Demetrius Johnson did exactly that. Move on to another news. Raja Jackson has officially pleaded not guilty to the criminal charges related to the violent altercation involving professional wrestler Syko Stu earlier this year. According to a report by ESPN, Jackson entered his plea during an arraignment hearing hearing on Thursday in Los Angeles. The charges include 1 count of felony battery resulting in serious bodily injury and 1 count of misdemeanor battery. If convicted, the felony charge carries a potential prison sentence of up to 4 years. However, prosecutors from the Los Angeles District Attorney's Office are reportedly pursuing sentencing enhancements that could extend that term to as much as 7 years behind bars. Jackson's next court appearance has been scheduled for November 24, where additional pretrial motions and evidence presentations are expected to take place. The incident in question left Syko Stu hospitalized with significant injuries, sparking outrage within the wrestling community. Witnesses say the confrontation quickly escalated before Jackson allegedly attacked Stu during a backstage dispute following an independent wrestling event. The violent encounter was eventually broken up by Stu's longtime friend, Douglas Malo, who later gave his account in an exclusive interview with TMZ Sports. "Now that they're finally moving forward with the charges, I'm happy," Malo said. "But I'm also disappointed in Raja. He hasn't reached out, hasn't apologized, hasn't tried to make things right in any way. He's just been staying in the dark. I'd want the best for him if he would get mental health treatment and some kind of evaluation, but if he hasn't taken any steps in that direction by now, it really shows where his head's at. He's not taking any accountability." Malo also revealed that he sustained a cut above his eye while pulling Jackson off of Stu during the attack, an injury that required stitches. The lack of any compensation or acknowledgement for his medical expenses has left him frustrated. "You can't file a civil case while there's still an active criminal case," he explained. "But maybe after it's all done, I'll look into it. Nobody's even offered to pay for my medical bills, and that really pisses me off. I don't know what's going on with Stu's end, but I know he had that GoFundMe, and I'm glad people helped him out." Malo also gave a somber update on Syko Stu's condition, suggesting that the veteran wrestler may never step inside the ring again. "A close friend who's organizing upcoming wrestling events told me Stu is done with any kind of in-ring work," Malo said. "I've spoken with his wife and some of his close friends, and they all say the same thing: returning to wrestling just isn't realistic anymore. The amount of damage he suffered, combined with what he was already dealing with physically, makes it unsafe. He's not a young guy anymore, and trying to push through that kind of trauma would be dangerous." The story has drawn widespread attention from both wrestling and combat sports fans, many of whom have expressed disappointment in Jackson's actions and concern for Stu's health. As the legal process moves forward, all eyes will be on the Los Angeles courtroom in November to see how this dramatic and tragic situation unfolds, and whether Raja Jackson will face the full consequences of his alleged actions. Move on to another news. Former UFC double champion Daniel Cormier has weighed in on one of the most intriguing hypothetical matchups in modern MMA, Alex Pereira versus Jon Jones, and believes that if Pereira were to move up to heavyweight and defeat Jones, it would officially cement his legacy as the greatest fighter of all time. Speaking on his show, Cormier broke down the potential impact of such a fight, explaining that Pereira's remarkable career trajectory has already placed him among the elite, but beating Jones, widely regarded as the pound-for-pound best, would elevate him into a completely different category of greatness. "If Alex Pereira moves up to heavyweight and actually beats Jon Jones," Cormier said, "that's it, he's the GOAT. There's no argument left. The big fights matter to these guys, and for Alex, this would be the ultimate statement. He's 38 years old now and probably thinking about how to make one more massive move, one more defining moment that says, I am the guy. If he were to go to heavyweight and beat Jon Jones, the man who's dominated this sport for more than a decade, that would put him above everyone else." Cormier went on to emphasize just how unique Pereira's journey has been compared to other champions. "Alex Pereira has already done something we've never seen before," he continued. "The guy came from kickboxing, transitioned into MMA late in his career, and in just a few years, he's become a two-division UFC champion. Nobody has ever done it this fast. His rise has been absolutely historic." Pereira, the current UFC light heavyweight champion and former middleweight champion, has earned a reputation as one of the most dangerous strikers in combat sports history. His victories over Israel Adesanya, Jan Blachowicz, and Yuri Prochaska have showcased his elite striking IQ, composure under pressure, and knockout power that transcends weight classes. Cormier noted that Jon Jones, however, represents the ultimate test both in terms of legacy and stylistic challenge. "Jon Jones isn't just any fighter," Cormier said. "He's a former light heavyweight champion and the current heavyweight champion. He's been called the greatest mixed martial artist of all time for a reason. Beating him would be like climbing the highest mountain in combat sports. If Alex could actually pull that off, he'd stand on top of the MMA world, no question." Cormier, who has faced Jones twice himself, understands the magnitude of what such a victory would mean. "I've fought Jon Jones. I know how difficult it is to even compete with that man, let alone beat him. But Alex has something different, that fearlessness, that power, that self-belief. He doesn't care about who's across from him. He fights with confidence and precision. If anyone can do it, it might be him." In closing, Cormier summed up Pereira's potential legacy in a single thought: if Alex Pereira beats Jon Jones at heavyweight, he's the GOAT. No debate, no questions. His story, his rise, and his accomplishments would put him above everyone, even the legends of our sport. A showdown between Pereira Pereira and Jones might be a fantasy matchup for now, but if it ever materializes, it could be one of the most significant fights in MMA history, one that could redefine what it means to be the greatest of all time. Move on to another news. Former UFC champions Kamaru Usman and Justin Gaethje are set to make their Hollywood debut together, appearing in the upcoming film The Naked Gun, starring Liam Neeson. The two MMA stars recently shared behind-the-scenes footage from the movie set, giving fans a glimpse into their fight choreography and preparation for their roles. In the clip posted by Usman, the former UFC welterweight champion can be seen alongside Gaethje rehearsing an intense fight sequence for the film. Both fighters appear focused yet playful, showing the chemistry and energy that have made them two of the most popular names in the sport. Usman joked with the crew and shared moments from the makeup trailer, giving fans a candid look at his transition from the octagon to the big screen. Getting this makeup done, Usman said in the clip with a smile, pointing to his face as he sat in the makeup chair. "This is where the magic happens," he added, giving fans a lighthearted behind-the-scenes moment. Shortly after, Usman and Gaethje were seen joking with each other on set, trading friendly banter before shooting their fight scene. "I'm playing around with the coaches here," Usman laughed, motioning to the production team as they adjusted lighting and camera angles. "We've got a real audience today," he added, referring to the excited crew watching the fighters rehearse. The atmosphere on set was clearly a mix of professionalism and fun. Both Usman and Gaethje have reputations for their competitive spirits and strong camaraderie outside the cage, and that chemistry translated naturally into their on-screen dynamic. In another moment from the video, Usman teased Gaethje after finishing a take, joking, "I just missed Justin by an inch. Where's that kid? He's back there hiding. But I won't fight, I'm the champ. Justin's the challenger." Their appearance in The Naked Gun marks another crossover moment for mixed martial arts athletes in Hollywood. Following in the footsteps of stars like Ronda Rousey, Georges St-Pierre, and Michael Bisping, both Usman and Gaethje are expanding their careers beyond fighting. For Usman, this isn't his first time stepping into the entertainment industry. He previously appeared in Marvel's Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, but for Gaethje, it's one of his first major acting opportunities. The film, a reboot of the beloved classic comedy franchise originally led by Leslie Nielsen, stars Liam Neeson in the iconic detective role. With its blend of slapstick humor, outrageous action, and absurd scenarios, The Naked Gun promises to bring the same energy that made the original series a cult favorite. Usman and Gaethje's inclusion in a fight scene is expected to add a dose of authentic combat excitement to the movie's comedic chaos. Fans online have already expressed excitement about seeing the two UFC standouts share the screen. Both fighters have been praised for their charisma and sense of humor, traits that fit perfectly with the tone of The Naked Gun. As Usman summed up in his post, "This experience isn't just about acting, it's about stepping outside of his comfort zone." From the octagon to Hollywood, he wrote in his caption, "It's all about new challenges." The film is expected to release sometime in 2025, and with Usman and Gaethje bringing real fight energy to the silver screen, MMA fans have one more reason to head to the theaters.